my message to you, if you're serious in making a difference, making the changes for you to be a better leader and influence the people around you to be better for themselves or as a group, I encourage you to do the Beam Profile as a starting point in your journey in making a difference for those people and yourself and your team. Some of the roles I've held have been senior management roles such as CFO, COO. I've also done consulting with various businesses of different sizes, from multinationals to listed companies to large private or small to medium-sized companies. A lot of the things that I found in my journey through those businesses and those variety of businesses is the whole people factor question of how do the teams and the businesses produce the best results and also keep their best people and keep them engaged. So now as a coach, I work with CEOs and senior leaders to maximize the kind of performance and expectations that the team have, but through their people. Today I work with senior leaders, CEOs, and teams of businesses who are keen to work with their people to achieve the results and the potential that they can, as a team, produce. During my journey through my career, I was very focused on self-development and personal development. I participated in various groups, but one particular group that I attended was a group called a Leadership Circle, which had leaders of various businesses and types of businesses getting together in a very safe space to talk about the things that they were concerned about and about their teams, about their business, but predominantly about them. Having experienced that, you pick up from other people what are the key factors for them so that they can be better leaders. I can recall, after being a part of the Leadership Circle for quite some time, one afternoon sitting there having a cup of coffee and reflecting upon all the powerful things that the group were achieving and discussing and realizing, and worked out, well, this could be done in a much more powerful way, and it could be done in a way that each person can grow and develop and take that back to their teams, and I wanted to be a part of that. What I heard more and more often, if not regularly, were that the people who were aspiring to be the best leaders they could be were grappling with, how do I do that? How do I treat my people better? How do I be that person and change myself and the environment around me so that I could treat them the way I wanted to be treated? In the search for answers, they were coming up short. For me, that was a challenge. I wanted to find that answer and be there for them and provide that answer. I was introduced to the Beam Profile through a friend who was a coach and introduced me to the ways of being within the profile, and it was introduced as a means in which to work with business and leaders. When I saw the ways of being, I identified immediately this was the tool to have a look at, simply because the concepts and the topics or the ways of being that were rarely discussed but were being called for were things like love, compassion, higher purpose, and forgiveness. Aspects of things that people just do not want to talk to about, but are vital in the business context. I was sitting with my client in his office, discussing his new venture that he had been intending and planning and dabbling with for a couple of years. And he raised a question around another opportunity and stopped himself and asked, am I being distracted? Which he answered himself as being, yes, I'm being distracted. So that was a perfect opportunity to stop and ask what was going on and dig a bit deeper. Looking through all the ways of being in the profile, we identified fear as the key element of what was stopping him. We had a look at his Beam Profile and found a relationship between commitment and his fear. And as we unpacked what was going on in the fear, he realized that the thing that he truly wanted was to take on this new venture. He was fearful about failing, so we had a look at that, and through discussing what was going on, financial and other matters, he made the decision that enough was enough, and he would commit fully to his new venture And that would allow him the freedom and the time and the mind share to drop all these other, shiny objects and fanciful ideas that were just getting in his way. There we were 2 weeks later, a regular session we had, and it was very clear to me that he had made his commitment. His energy was up, his focus was there, his vitality was there, and I would put that down to he tapped into his own power, and he was now focused on the things that he wanted to do, and it cleared the road for him. That sense of power was fantastic to see a person clear through that, be determined, unwavering, and was getting on with the job, and was eager and determined to find out what it would take, rather than being blocked at, what do I do next? How do I do it? Is it working? He was on fire. As his coach, I was very excited for him, and it's his journey, but here I was helping him just clear through all the issues that he had and got him on point, and was able to witness, the enthusiasm, the excitement, and the sense of self that was so important. He was stepping into an identity that he had been seeking and searching for a long time, and I know that his family, so I could see that they were very excited about who this person was. To me, that was a great pleasure. It was great to see, because in my experience, many people reach this point, either give up or continue to dabble ineffectively for quite some time, and then eventually give up. So it was great to see that this focus and determination was taking him forward, and it was going to be exciting from that point onwards. The moment that I saw the Beam profile and what it covered, I was convinced immediately, there was no question for me, this was something I wanted to do the accreditation for, so I could have the basis on which to have conversations with business and leaders for the things that mattered. So there was no question for me, I just had to do the accreditation. Why? You need a central reason to have an assessment with people to advance the conversations that matter. The Beam Profile Accreditation Program is about ensuring that you understand the depths of the profile. It's a great tool for people and teams and executives to have a look at where they're at and focus in on the relationships they have with all the aspects or the ways of being as a means in which to change things and improve their effectiveness and their participation and results in that team. In other words, their overall contribution to performance. If you are truly interested in creating change for yourself and your organization, the Beam Profile and the Thrive Coaching Program is an ideal suite of things to do. Simply that it starts with you changing yourself, understanding yourself, so that you can then be of service to everybody else and leverage the reality, the effectiveness, and all the great benefits of these two things together. The Thrive Coach training program is a 13-week program which allows you to dive deeply into all the ways of being that are encompassed in the profile and understand them so that you can be really effective. Well, particularly for me, my objective is to be really effective and helpful with clients in the support of their journey and in their organization's journey for producing better results. The program is a lot more than you expect and delivers an immense number of benefits for each individual. There are one-on-one coaching processes, there's buddy programs that you work with a buddy, you have breakouts where you practice the elements of the ways of being, and you have various tools that you dive into that are helpful individually but in a group scenario.